Have you ever been playing a good old action game and thought to yourself, this is fun and all, but I'd really prefer if this game made me destroy my controller by manically wobbling the analog sticks? Then don't worry, I've got you covered. Welcome to Liblade. Liblade is a twin-stick slasher focused on fast-paced action, flow and style that will see you progress from a wimpy kid with a sword to a ninja god zipping and slashing the entire screen in a couple of hours. No, really, in 1 minute you'll be like... In the next one...
Stop it!
And the game is divided in 5 worlds, with 3 sections each and a boss fight at the end. Levels are just a gauntlet of varied enemies for you to miss through, coupled with very light platforming. Enemy variety is definitely one of the areas where the game really shines, since they mostly require different approaches to handle. Some are armored and need to be backstabbed or parried, others throw slow projectiles that you need to deflect, others spawn a whole bunch of enemies so you need to make them your number one priority, etc. The bosses at the end of each section are a progressively harder test on the different mechanics introduced by basic enemies and are a definite highlight of the game. If you ever die, you can spend some currency to respawn on the spot, or drop half of it and be respawned at the beginning of the current section, Dark Souls style. This exists mostly as a difficulty selector, and it is honestly a really unique approach to death mechanics. Additionally, by defeating enemies and exploring levels, you'll also be able to level up your character via skill tree, which will give you upgrades ranging from simple health and damage ups to whole new abilities and mechanics. Sadly, there's no option to respec, but this isn't that big of a deal given that the game is so short and level ups are so easy to farm. It's important to note that even with the amount of upgrades you can amass, the game is never about button mashing, and even though some abilities are extremely strong, you can definitely still die even with everything unlocked. The game controls are very intuitive and consist of about 90% flinging the right analog stick in a particular direction so that your guy slashes that way, with some special attacks using a combination of a stick direction plus the press of a button. This is very simple, but it can also feel a little foreign at start, which is why the game starts so slow, so that you can get used to how everything handles. However, this control scheme also means the game only works with a gamepad, and will downright not even start if you don't have one plugged in. Now, the game is really short. It took me just under 3 hours to beat it once, 40 minutes to beat it again, and an extra 3 hours or so to platinum it, which adds up to just under 6 hours. This isn't really problematic in a product sense, since the game is dirt cheap and you won't feel cheated out of your money. It's just that the mechanics are so tight and the progression is so fun that after the final boss, you're left kinda hanging wanting more. All of the replayability comes in the form of personal challenges like flawlessing all the bosses and levels or purposefully not taking some overpowered skills. There's not even a new game plus with just stronger enemies, which is really a bit of a shame, but ends up being a compliment to the game in a way because you just want more of it. And you know what? That's enough talk from me. If you like what you see and want some non-stop high-octane stylish action, there's a link to the game in the description. See ya!